Welcome to the Christian Contractor Podcast.
Christian Contractor Podcast.
A show created for kingdom-driven Christian contractors that are focused on scaling their business in God's name while positively impacting the world around them. If you're ready to ascend from a contractor to a purpose-driven business owner, we're here to serve you. Here's your host, Brandon Guthrie.
Scaling in chaos from 0 to 180 employees in just 4 years without losing your mind. What's up? I'm Brandon Guthrie with Dream Design Labs here on the Christian Contractor Podcast, where our mission is to help Christian contractors turn their businesses into their ministry and flourish it in the name of God with biblical principles and righteous marketing so that they can be a light in the darkness. Marketing doesn't have to be hard. All you need is the right tools and the right heart to serve. Thanks for tuning in today. I am super excited to have JC Hite of Hite Digital with me today. JC, welcome, and thank you for being here.
My brother, dude, I'm so excited to be here, man. I love you, your energy, what you're bringing to the table here. You know, I think they're in business. It's lonely, it's rough, it's scary, it sucks sometimes. And having a safe place where we can come together with like-minded people that ultimately want to do really good things in the world. It's just really good to have a safe place for us, you know, to all join forces. So I love it, man. Thanks for having me.
100%, man. Thank you for that. I know you're a kingdom-driven man, and I know you're doing great things. And yeah, you know, this entrepreneur world or business world, it can be lonely. And you know, when you have your own selfish desires in mind, sometimes it can be so shallow that you kind of wonder, what's the point, right? So we're here to actually have a firm foundation, have roots in the ground, and build, so we can build skyscrapers higher than anyone else ever could in God's name, because we know anything's possible with God. So, dude, amen. Right. Thank you for that. And so, dude, JC, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Dude, let's get you introduced to the audience that's listening in. Tell us who you are and give us a little bit of a background, a little bit of a story.
Yeah, man. My name's JC, guys. I am a believer, man. I believe Jesus came and died and rose again. I absolutely love business. I love people. We started Hite, this company, about 4 years ago, and we're on a mission literally to change a nation. And so we predominantly work in the U.S. We should be in the top 750 fastest growing companies in the U.S. this year, according to Inc. magazine. And that's really fun. That's kind of like, you know, on the right side, we turn around, it's like money driven, you know, millions of dollars in revenue, all this good stuff. But on the left side, it's all about social impact. And so I personally live in Nicaragua, in Central America, where the average education is 4th grade, where there is a really, really bad political issues going on, where the devil is alive and well, and it's crazy. And so for me, I believe God put my wife and I in this position because we wanted to bring stability to chaos, right? And that's what we're really been passionate about, is how do we bring stability to a nation? And I believe actually that we can literally single-handedly change the nation. And just in 4 years, God has put us in touch. I mean, we're into politics. We've had every billionaire in the country has been in our office, literally. You know, we're really making grounds in terms of how do we grow business? How do we treat people? How do we scale and grow? It's a lot of fun, dude. I have no idea what the crap I'm doing. I don't know if anybody else is listening has figured it out. But we're having a lot of fun doing it, for sure.
Dude, wow, that's huge. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. You're doing huge things. Obviously, you have a good heart. You're in that country where the enemy is prominent. And he's flourishing there, and so that's great that you're there to be a light in the darkness. You know, that's perfect for this podcast, because that's exactly what we're trying to be, and so that's huge, man. I really appreciate that. So, all right, so Christian contractors listening in right now, let's do this. Get to the value bombs. JC has a lot of experience. He's crushed it huge, and my prayer is that he could bring you guys a little bit of value, help you gain a little bit of belief, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of tactical advantage for you to scale in 2022. So, all right, first question has to do with sustainable growth. Yeah. What is your greatest advice to help the Christian contractors listening in right now that want to scale their business in the name of God avoid scaling fast and busting at the seams, resulting in falling apart and being back at square one.
I love it, man. So I got two things here, and these two fundamental concepts I think make up the pillars of Hite in terms of how we think and how we do and how we go about business. And pretty much everything stems from these. So little backstory, we were about up to 20 team members or 30 team members. And every Friday at Hite, we bring in speakers. Like even when we were very small, we would bring in speakers. And we brought, a couple of billionaires. We brought in a prisoner of war Iraq. We brought in like someone who had climbed volcanoes. And we're just all about learning and growth. And one day we brought in this leadership coach, whatever the crap that is. This leadership coach, and he was going to teach us how to be great leaders. And afterwards, I was so impressed with him that I was like, Jose, like, man, I want to bring you in, dude. Like, I want to learn from you. I want to hire you. So I hired him as my personal coach. And 6 weeks later, I approached him and I was like, dude, you've been coaching me, and here's the deal. I think the one biggest issue in our company is always going to be how we can develop leaders. We can hire people all day long. We can hire hundreds and hundreds of people, but can we develop leaders? And so I was like, I don't know how this looks. I don't know how it works. I don't know anything. I don't know what your KPIs would be or what your goals would be. I just know we need someone to focus on leadership development. If that's your passion, let's join forces. And he said yes. He said yes, and he jumped on. And the first thing for me in business has always been I go out and I find the best people I possibly can. I might even Brandon, I'm like, just thinking, I'm like, dude, how do we work together, Brandon? Like, and what are ways that we can partner up or scale up? Because it's all about the people you surround yourself with. And what I have found, anyone can grow when times are good. I want to really protect myself for when times are bad. So I want to surround myself with people that can solve problems, that can keep their head on straight, that can, so on and so forth. And so the number one thing for me when it comes to scalability is you got to have leaders around you that are going to keep you accountable. They're going to help you think straight. They're going to be your, rock when things are crazy, right? And the second thing, and I'm actually going to give three things here. Sorry. Hopefully I don't want to take up too much time. So number two, one of the things that he brought to the table for us is this concept of VUCA. Have you ever heard of the word VUCA, Brandon? VUCA.
I have not.
So the term VUCA was coined by the U.S. military, the U.S. military right after the Cold War, and they were trying to train military people on how to prepare for war. Like how do you prepare for someone? How do you prepare someone for battle? To literally go out and fight and kill and da da da. It's impossible. Until you've done it. How do you prepare for this? This is speaking from a non-military guy. So some of you might know more than what I'm talking about than I do. So they coined this term called VUCA. And it was just a way to give context to situations. So what does VUCA stand for? VUCA stands for volatile, uncertain, right? Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. All right? And this is amazing. This describes business. One, it's always volatile, right? We gain clients, we lose clients. Man, we had if you're in construction, you're one month you're having really good sales, and the next time your COVID just hit, nobody's building houses anymore, and then all of a sudden mortgages drop down. Now we're building too many houses, right? It's volatile like crazy, right? It's uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen next year. We have no idea. Every one of us in business are trying to plan ahead. We have no idea what's going to happen, right? Uncertain. It's complex, right? Everything we do affects each other, right? Wow, I hired a new person. Okay, well, because I hired a new person, now he's going to integrate the rest of my team, right? And the rest of my team, this guy's jealous because he wanted that manager job. And then it's very complex, right? And then it's ambiguous. We really don't know what is really even happening around the world around us, right? What are the intentions of this government? What are the intentions of my team? And so we live in a VUCA world. We live in a world that even though we want to know all the answers, especially as CEOs, we don't know all the answers. We don't know what's happening. And so understanding this VUCA word, and then now we understand VUCA, we understand the context. Now, how do we prepare for uncertainty? How do we prepare for chaos? How do we prepare for whatever? Well, we train. Just like anything else, we train for it. And there's three tools that God has given us to train for VUCA, for chaos, for whatever. Now, some of them we already intentionally use, right? So every one of you guys that have kids, you've been there where you're like you got to breathe, right? This is one of the tools God gave us, right? And so our breath. And so learning how to breathe, learning how to like capture back that moment, because all of us, when we're not breathing, we're tense, we're angry. So you gotta breathe, right? Number two, so you have your breath, you have our attention, right? Where's our attention? Like as entrepreneurs, like, how many of us are worried about finance when we're talking to a client, or when we're talking to a client, we're worried about a job site or our team, or we're with our team and we're worried about this. And like the ability to control and practice, and you got to train, right, around our attention is incredibly important, right? And so because when you have a problem or where there's something happening, we got to be able to direct our attention to wherever it's going, right? And the third is our body, right? We've all been in that situation where we tense up and we're like, holy cow, like this is crazy, right? So you have your breath, you have your body, you have your attention. We could do a whole episode on this stuff. And so this leadership development director, we basically created this whole entire curriculum. We call it Unbreakable, Inquebrantable in Spanish. Unbreakable, where every single new hire goes through this 5-hour training and development on a Saturday where we start speaking the same language, right? So now it's not, holy crap, like we just had huge churn month. No, like this is VUCA, right? This is just chaos. This is just, let's put this in a box. Let's call it what it is. All right, now how do we manage this, right? And then we actually end with, and the greatest example of this, and it's getting more and more popular. It wasn't as popular 4 years ago when we started doing it, is we do ice baths. So we actually get into the ice, because when you get into the ice, your actually body is like, you start breathing. You got to control your breath, right? Your body, it starts hurting a little bit. It starts painful. Okay, cool. Just relax. You're okay, right? And then our attention. Do you focus on the ice, or do you focus on something else, right? And so the ice is a beautiful analogy of life in the sense that, and especially as entrepreneurs, we're jumping in the ice all the time, right? We're hiring new people. This is more ice. We're taking on new jobs. That's new ice. We're trying to expand and have 2 crews. That's new ice, right? So we're always jumping into the ice. We just got to be able to do it. The fourth thing, or the next element of this, is commitment. So Simon Sinek talks about a why. We try to take that a step further and kind of reanalyze this as a commitment. What are you committed to in life? And when I say a commitment, I mean the thing you're willing to fight like crazy for. I'll give you an example. Brandon, if I offered you a job tomorrow to go work at McDonald's, would you take it? No.
No.
No, you're not going to go work at McDonald's. But Brandon,
No.
if your kids were hungry, then would you go work at McDonald's? Without a doubt, right? Like your commitment to your kids outweighs any pride. It outweighs any laziness. It outweighs anything, right? So like for me, my commitment right now is how do I bring stability to an incredibly unstable country? And I live it. I breathe it, every bit of me. When I wake up in the morning, I don't want to freaking wake up at 4:30 in the morning, but my commitment is too big, right? And so whenever we're thinking about like overcoming issues, even with our marriage or anything in life, what are you committed to? What's the thing that's going to drive you past, right? And it's not just about having a commitment, it's about declaring a commitment, right? So every team member I know knows my commitment is to bring 1,000 jobs to Central America, to Nicaragua specifically, and through that change an entire country. So anything outside of that, people are like, dude, what the crap? I thought you were supposed to do the 1,000 jobs. I'm like, dude, because I declared it, man. Like, this is who I am. This is what I'm about, right? Okay. So that's all one big like idea with everything. The other thing with scaling, and forgive me because I know I don't know how much time we have, but the second thing, the Bible says love. All right, we're good. So the Bible says love covers a multitude of sins. And this rings true in business more than anything. Man, I don't know what I should do with my team. Man, just love them more than anything. Find out what they need. Listen to them. Be at their call. Be at their attention. Like, love, because here's the deal. When you screw up with your team, when you are one day late with payroll, when you, whatever the case may be, love covers a multitude of sins. With your clients, you bring on a new client. You just sold a new job and you're about to go in and remodel their house, right? And when you do that, you had such a good service. You weren't late to the meeting. You showed up on time. You were dressed well. You quoted them right. You even sent them some chocolate saying, man, thank you for your business. I'm so excited to work with you. Then you show up an hour late. Love covers a multitude of sins, right? And so the more rapport we can build with people, with our clients, with our team, with our leadership. And so I have an hour-long talk with every single new team member that comes on to Hite. We do them in groups where we talk about the levels of service. The more we can love the people under us, above us, beside us, our clients, our partners, the more we can build rapport, love, and show, the easier it is to overcome all this chaos when it hits us, right? Because it will hit us.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. So perfect. So beautiful. The love, like you're saying, it's kind of like the principle of reaping and sowing. You sow seeds now and you love, and then you're going to reap on the other end when the going gets tough, that they're going to have some grace for you because you showed grace for them before.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Dude, that's awesome. Dude, huge. Dang. Wow. Okay. So for sustainable growth, that's huge, guys. Listen to this. Okay, Christian contractors listening in right now, take notes, audit yourself. If you guys, everyone's looking to grow, right? At least most of us are looking to grow, especially if we have a kingdom heart, then we know we're supposed to take territory in God's name. And when we're doing that, these are some great points that JC has dropped is number one is first, have a leader that keeps you accountable. So JC, you've hired people that have helped you stay accountable. And number two is the VUCA it's volatile, it's uncertain, complex, ambiguous. Business is that every single day. So as we're scaling, as we're growing, Christian contractors listening in, expect that and train for it. So he's, taking those ice baths is training yourself to take uncertainty and take pain and be able to train yourself to control your thoughts and direct your thoughts. Right. And third is unbreakable, where people on your team are going through. That's where they do the ice baths and they're training themselves to be able to control their direction of their thoughts and all of that. So that's huge. And fourth is commitment. So huge example, like you said, would I be willing to work in McDonald's? Huge shift once you change the perspective and say, would I be willing to do it for my kids? It's like, what is our purpose? And you could even take that another step further is like, what are you willing to die for almost, right? It's like, that's commitment. Like, are you willing to put your life on the line? And honestly, you being in that in a third world country.
Yeah, we even arrange how they say that, Brendan. So it's not like I am committed to. It is I am the commitment, right? Like it's my being. It's who I am, right? You're committed to spreading the gospel and spreading the name of Jesus everywhere. That is who you can't help it. If I told you not to say Jesus on this podcast, you couldn't do it if you tried. It's your being. It's who you are. You're willing to fight for it. You're willing to die for it. You're not willing to raise your kids without it. You're not it's this integral, piece of you, right? And once you find that, dude, it simplifies the world, I think, because now we have a core focus. And it gives us permission, to just go after it. So anyway, all right, keep going.
Wow, that's huge. That's huge, guys. So Christian contractors listening in right now, as you're scaling, give yourself that focus. Give yourself that burning desire that you need to fulfill. That you're willing to. I mean, I say this because I say this when I pray in the morning. I'll say, I put on the full armor of God, and honestly, kind of like when you're going into battle in armor back in the day, when you're going into battle, you're pretty much like, if I die today, there's a very good chance that I'm going to die today. Like I'm about to charge at these enemies with a bunch of swords. I try to tell myself that I need to be ready to die today in the name of God. If it happens, if it comes up today, then I got to be ready for that. Because guess what? It might happen. We never know. Yeah. But the point is having that commitment at that level. Whoa, dude. So you guys, it's so easy to be shallow and undirected. I just challenge you guys to give yourself purpose, focus, ask yourself every single day, ask God, what is my purpose? I did that for so long. And I feel like by doing that, it's helped me focus. And when you lose your focus, you lose your fire. So, okay, awesome. Dude, woo, dude, I'm getting pumped. I'm excited. Let's go.
Let's go,
dude,
baby.
JC, you're bringing the heat. Dude, JC's scale, he's got huge wisdom. Follow in his footsteps, guys. I know you guys are going to grow, and I'm confident that you guys are going to grow if you use this and you do this in your life. So, okay, number 2, What is a habit of yours that you contribute to your success that our listeners can do in their lives to reach greater heights?
Thank you, Christian Contractor family, for hanging out with us today. Let's get out there, do great work, and make a positive impact. If you want to connect with Brandon, head to Instagram and follow him at BG44. Let's change not only your life, but the world around you.